If you're designing, building, or renovating a space here in Australia, you already know our coastal environment is notoriously unforgiving. I mean, from scorching UV rays to relentless humidity and coastal salt, the elements are quite literally always testing our homes. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the source data to decode a building material that doesn't just survive the Australian climate, it actually thrives in it.
Okay, let's kick things off by posing the ultimate question for any Aussie homeowner or renovator out there. What flooring material can survive Sydney's harsh sun, pool salt, and humidity without breaking a sweat? You know, we often just default to traditional materials, but what if there's a highly engineered solution right under our noses that solves all of these problems at once?
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover built for Sydney's climate, the science of porcelain, a showdown of porcelain versus the rest, designing indoors and outdoors, installation and zero maintenance, and finally, upgrading with Hunter pavers.
All right, Section 1, built for Sydney's climate, battling humidity and harsh sun.
The core problem we're facing is pretty clear, right? Traditional building materials just often fail against our harsh coastal realities. The Australian sun aggressively fades outdoor surfaces. Salt from the air and from our pools totally corrodes porous stone. And that high humidity creates the absolute perfect breeding ground for mold. If you've ever had to scrub algae off a patio or painfully watch your expensive decking lose its color, well, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Moving on to Section 2, the science of porcelain, beyond the teacup. Now wrap your head around this staggering number, 1,200 degrees Celsius. This isn't just baking some clay in an oven. When porcelain tiles and pavers are manufactured, they are fired at extreme temperatures exceeding 1,200 degrees. This intense heat literally changes the molecular nature of the material itself, and honestly, that is the secret sauce to its incredible resilience.
Which leads us directly to the critical scientific process here, vitrification. So porcelain is made from a highly refined blend of clay, feldspar, and silica. When you subject that specific blend to 1,200 degrees, it vitrifies. Basically, it fuses into a solid, incredibly dense, impervious material. Because of this exact process, the final product isn't just ridiculously strong. It actually becomes hypoallergenic and highly scratch-resistant. It transforms from baked earth into a highly engineered shield for your home.
Here we go with Section 3, porcelain versus the rest, the ultimate showdown.
Let's do a direct comparison. On one side, we have porcelain, completely impervious, requiring absolutely zero sealing, none. On the other side, we have natural stone. Sure, it's beautiful, but it's naturally porous, and that means it demands regular and often pretty expensive chemical sealing. That immediate nagging maintenance pain point of natural stone, it is entirely eliminated by porcelain's exceptionally low water absorption.
Looking at the data across the board really builds a compelling case here. In terms of durability, porcelain is exceptionally high, easily outclassing standard ceramics and offering a lot more consistency than varying natural stones. But the real showstopper? The water absorption rate. It's less than 0.5% for vitrified porcelain. Because it practically absorbs zero water, it doesn't crack, it doesn't stain easily, and it requires virtually no maintenance compared to the moderate to high upkeep of natural stone. Plus, its UV resistance is excellent and totally color fast. That means that sleek dark gray paver you buy today, it's going to look exactly the same 10 summers from now.
Let's look at Section 4, designing indoors and outdoors, versatile solutions.
The true beauty of modern porcelain is that it seamlessly mimics the organic textures of natural stone and even wood planks. Inside your home, large format gray porcelain tiles can provide this high-end, neutral, contemporary backdrop. Think minimalist modern or industrial chic. But unlike real wood or porous stone, the highly hygienic reality of porcelain means it naturally resists mold and bacteria in wet areas like your bathrooms and kitchens. You get all that luxury aesthetic with absolutely zero biological hazards.
And when we move outside to the pool area, well, the benefits really start to compound. Porcelain is incredibly safe and resilient for pool surrounds. First off, it meets strict Australian anti-slip safety standards, giving you a totally secure, textured surface even when it's completely drenched. Second, it actually stays cooler underfoot than many dark natural stones, which is a massive plus in the middle of January. And crucially, because of that vitrification process we talked about earlier, it is highly resistant to corrosive pool chemicals and salt. It literally just shrugs off the very things that slowly destroy other materials over time.
Section 5, Installation and Zero Maintenance, Relieving the Upkeep Anxiety.
There's a crucial point captured perfectly by our sources.
affordability does not mean high maintenance. Choosing this engineered powerhouse gives you lasting peace of mind. In fact, most of these porcelain products come with a 10 to 20-year warranty. You are investing in literal decades of performance without constantly draining your wallet for sealants or losing your precious weekends to endless pressure washing and maintenance.
The practical application is refreshingly straightforward too. Achieving that seamless professional look starts with a level, compacted base. From there, you just use high-quality adhesives for tiles, or you can even utilize a dry-laid system for thick outdoor pavers. And step 3 is where you really win, the long-term maintenance. Your entire upkeep routine drops to just simple sweeping and the occasional mop with a neutral solution. That's it. No sealing, no special chemical treatments, just zero fuss.
And finally, Section 6. Upgrading with Hunter Pavers, the go-to experts. According to the data, Hunter Pavers is the local supplier bringing this amazing material to the Sydney market and nationwide. Over the last 2 years, they've positioned themselves as a prominent importer supplying a massive diversity of clients. We're talking everyone from high-end architects to local tradespeople and weekend DIY home renovators. They've built the international and local network to source exactly what's needed for these projects.
But honestly, perhaps the most surprising data point we found is this number, $30. That is the starting price per square meter for these premium porcelain pavers. It just goes to show that upgrading your home's resilience against the coastal environment doesn't actually require an astronomical budget. It's highly competitive pricing without compromising even a little bit on that 1200-degree vitrified quality we just unpacked.
So that leaves us with one final question to consider for your very next project. Are you ready to make an intelligent, lasting investment in a material engineered to outlast the harsh Australian elements? Or are you going to keep battling the fading sun, the corrosive salt, and that endless, tedious cycle of sealing? The science is clear, the maintenance is virtually zero, and the aesthetic possibilities are just endless. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and build something that truly lasts.